Okay, the first question is asking us to plot the following coordinates, and then it gives us 4 different coordinates, A, B, C, D. Now the most important thing to realize with coordinates is, I'm just going to write this down, that the first value is always the X and the second one is the Y. So we'll start with A, which is 1, 2. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the X, which tells me to go to 1, and then the 2 is telling me to go 2 up. So right there is where I'm going to mark point A. So I make my mark, that's point A. Next one, B, is 5, 2, so I go back to 0, move across 5, and then it tells me to go up 2 to over there. So that's where I'm going to mark my point B. Follow the same process for the remaining 2. C, it tells me to go to 1 and then up to 6, so I'll make my marking there for C. And D tells me to go 5 across and 6 up, and I'm going to mark that D. Then very crudely I just connect the dots so that I can make the shape, and then I can move on to question number 2. So it says name the shape and provide all the necessary geometrical markings to indicate the properties of the shape. Now hopefully you should be able to see fairly clearly that this shape is a square. So the name of the shape, it's a quadrilateral called a square, and if I put the appropriate mathematical markings, first thing, all the sides are equal with a square, so I have to just indicate that by the markings to show that all sides are equal. I also know that all angles are 90 degrees in a square, so I'll indicate that they're all 90 degrees. I know that the opposite sides of a square are parallel, so I have to show those markings of parallel lines. So we have two pairs of parallel lines, and then if I want to go into a lot more detail, I could even draw the diagonals of the square, which also, where they intersect, also form 90-degree angles. So all around the center of the square where the diagonals intersect, we have 90-degree angles, and those should be all the necessary geometrical markings of a square.